Hey, today on Shakesyear we get probably Shakespeare's most famous speech, the one that is most often pulled apart, and there's like at least 7 major quotes that come from this monologue, whatever. So anyway, yesterday, just to set the scene, today we're in Act 3, Scene 1, and we get to hear from Hamlet, who we also heard from yesterday, where he was upset that an actor in a play could feel that much about something that didn't actually mean anything to him, while Hamlet himself couldn't actually feel anything or express what he was really feeling about the passing of his father and how angry he is that his mom married his uncle who killed his father, that sort of thing. And he decided that he was going to stage a play in front of Claudius that sort of looks like the way that Claudius killed King Hamlet, just to see how Claudius reacts to it, figuring if he reacts to it with any sort of guilt or shame or anything like that, then Claudius is most likely guilty of having killed King Hamlet. So Act 3, Scene 1 starts out with Claudius and Polonius and Gertrude plotting to set Ophelia loose in front of Hamlet, because they all think that he's upset because he's in love with her and she is not talking to him anymore. Hey, Sue Ellen. Thanks, you too. So they're plotting and they're like, okay, Ophelia, go over there and we'll be watching from behind this curtain and try to seduce him and figure out what's going on, whatever. So, and then they're all like, oh my God, he's coming. And they all sort of disperse to their corners. And Hamlet comes out with this little doozy that give me just one moment for this one, if you would. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing, end them, to die, to sleep no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep. To sleep, perchance to dream, aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the poor man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin. Who would these fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death? That undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience doth make cowards of us all. And thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied over with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment, with this regard, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Soft, you know. The fair Ophelia, nymph, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered. And then he gets to have a conversation with Ophelia. Sorry. I love that speech. And I didn't get it until the first time that I read it while depressed. Anyway, I will get into all of the other stuff and where the story goes from here at a later date. I need to, Yay, Hamlet. I'll see you tomorrow.